All right, y'all. It is just barely still Friday, January 24th. It's late. All right, y'all. Disclaimer before we start rolling on this one that while I personally have that little grain bead of hope, and I said I'm waiting until the end of the month, these updates from today are frustrating, and I'm probably going to be a little all over the place tonight. I'm probably going to have to do a more solid rundown tomorrow. Today was a long day trying to stay on top of everything and just going wow, 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 from the smelly one coming to California to basically put conditions on the aid that Joe Biden had already promised, and more interestingly, to use FEMA aid as a bargaining chip when he already said he's going to end it with an executive order. So he's dangling it over our heads when he already said he's going to get rid of it entirely. Okay, so genius move there. We had another person with sobriety issues enter a role with them, this team of meritocracy, which is really just code for underqualified white men. Every single one of these people has a problem. They confirmed a weekend Fox News host to lead the Department of Defense, someone who is going to be accessing secret files and handing it to Fox. Okay? Remembering that Dumpty himself asked for a little nose candy on camera while he was signing orders. His son was caught live at that launch, checking, doing his little pocket sugar. You've got Brainworm Guy, who credits his ability to get through college with heroin use. Okay, you've got Muscatina, who was sitting at the inauguration doing all this, and people were like, he's stimming. No, that was K. He was on K at the inauguration, just in case you needed something else to add to his little parade where he did his special gesture 3 times, once during the parade and twice on stage behind the presidential seal. Then, of course, you have their new defense pick who couldn't even be sober for the interview. Gone are the days of these people saying that it has anything to do with meritocracy. They're riding the DEI wave and putting someone whose whole personality is racism and misogyny and homophobia in charge of the military so that all of those people leave, right? They want a red-only military. They want loyalists everywhere. They just did a late-night purge of inspector generals. Not military generals, inspector generals. That is for ethics, which again should not be a surprise. They never signed ethics paperwork. He didn't do it during the campaign. He didn't do it during the transition, and he got rid of it as soon as he got in the office. And so I just have to ask the people who sat here and told us to our faces that this person was going to fix everything and drain the swamp and expose the politicians and, because he's such a successful business person, he's going to make decisions that are great for businesses. Look, the idiotic things I have had actual people that I do respect their intelligence say, because they just follow what angry men have to say, has been mind-boggling. And watching it affect them, yes, it sucks that we have to sit in the car with them while they have their realization that no, they're not special. And everything they thought they tested for, they're not getting. It's going to hit them too. The only thing they're getting is the mass deportation, and even that isn't really happening. We're wasting money on flights that are returning right back to the States. And yes, I know that they want to just imprison as many people as possible and bring back slavery that way. Yes, I am fully aware that a lot of the politicians are investing in the private prisons, et cetera, that they know good and well that the mass deportation isn't going to go the way they're portraying it to, so they can, move it to prisons and then use the prison labor. Like, yes, I know. I'm fully aware. Yeah. The reason, though, that I don't focus solely on posting hope updates and hopium at this moment is because it's such a crucial time that I've said this before, and I guess I'll say it again. I don't want to preach and I don't want to do the placate bait. I don't want to tell people to just remain calm because it's all going to be fine and it's all going to shake out. No, I want people to get upset. I want them to get mad. I want them to get frustrated. I want them to be ready to hold people accountable. I want them to be ready to cue malicious motherfucking compliance and malicious non-compliance. We're not complying with the criminal regime, okay? This junk drawer that they're putting together that they want us to submit to, it's fine if the red hats want to submit to the least of us because that's their idea of a perfect whatever is like the lowest of us running things that makes them feel like they have a shot or whatever it is. I don't know. But the rest of us with brain cells still rolling around in our heads are not interested. And this shit is not sustainable. So whether we've got outside agencies coming in, and yes, there are international moves. Like I said, I'm not a legal eagle, so I can't walk you through exactly how. All I know is that with what's going on with G7, The Hague, NATO, and the rules when it comes to attacking countries that are within that was for the attacking countries that are within that band of brothers, the G7, it opens the door for action. So if we get support from outside forces that want to hand us some additional military or whatever to help the people out, So we'll see. I don't know if that's going to be the thing. I just feel like it's going to be an important piece because there are multiple countries that have intel specifically about what's going on here. And yeah, and I'm trying to be conscious of the fact that they want people in the streets. I know there's supposed to be this big protest on the 29th. Everyone is trying to orchestrate marches in cities across the country. And my jury is out on that. I'm not sure how I feel about that because that's kind of what they want. They want protests, even if they're peaceful. They want people everywhere so they can start declaring the thing. And they've got a whole mob of their own people who start chaos. They did it during the George Floyd. They put on blackface and ski masks and made themselves look like they were darker skinned people and went and smashed windows and looted and all that stuff. So, even if it is a bunch of us peacefully gathering somewhere, how long before they kick some shit off? And then next thing you know, so I have mixed feelings about that. I definitely know we need to show in numbers and show force and show that we're not complying with this. I'm just not sure the best way to do it at this moment without giving them an excuse to declare what they want to declare. So I put it on my talk. I was asking ideas, people. My rough half-brained idea was some sort of citizen-initiated lockdown where everyone stays home. And I like I said, I don't have a plan for that. I'm just throwing it out there. And if you're going to say that's a bad idea, cool, give me another one, please. We're spitballing here. Okay, we're trying to think of ways to show force and make a difference without it being like, we're all canceling our Amazon Prime. Like, okay, yeah, that's something, but it's not enough. We need more than just like, oh, the one billionaire might have felt it or watched his stock drop for 5 minutes. It needs to be life as they know it comes to a grinding halt. It needs to be no one is in those buildings. It needs to be, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know how dire it has to get before people are willing to make that kind of a move where they're willing to hunker down, risk it all, and say, fuck it. But at some point, it is going to hit that level. And do you really want to play chicken with how close you want to get before you're willing to do that? Because they're moving through this fast. They've got a record to beat. Mustache Man dismantled Germany's democracy in 53 days when he did it. Okay? They are looking to break that record. And as it stands, they're on the way. So while I still have my own little piece of what I'm holding on to, you're going to see me talking more and more about getting people energized and aware that no, this isn't something that we're going to get out of in 4 years if nothing happens, and if no one steps in, then it's up to us, because there is not going to be another opportunity in 2 years or 4 years to get out of it. What they are laying out is permanent. They have no intentions of leaving power. And if the blue party left us and abandoned us, I will deal with that later. But right now, we have to protect ourselves. And I'm going to gut them too, because they took our money and ran and let this shit happen. End of the month. End of the month. I said end of the month. I'm going to keep my promise. I'm not going to rant about them until the end of the month.